is real?
3, 7, 8, 2, 4. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I don't have my bells to jingle.
Jingle. Yeah.
We don't even have a tiny little Christmas tree or anything.
We can go get one real quick, and I could shut her down, and we start all over with anyway, so...
Wait, hold on. I got this. This will be a good meme.
This is awesome. Off. On. Oh, look at that baby. And then there we are. Wonderful. Oh, my God. That don't even... There's the meme.
Merry Christmas. Yay.
Merry Christmas. Yay.
Equipment time. Equipment time. Yay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yay.
Christmas podcast episode of
934 and 2/10. No, I don't even think
What's
we've
the dang
gotten,
show called?
Got it. It's From Both Sides.
Thank you. Welcome to From Both Sides with your...
By the way, how do you like my ensemble? Isn't it wonderful?
I didn't dress up. I
want to know, how much did we spend on this? Like, I decided to, honestly,
you spent
I got
like
this.
$80.
Yeah.
We didn't even introduce ourselves yet, though.
Oh, sorry.
Welcome to Both Sides with your hosts, Dean.
The Deanness of Coons?
No more. It's just Dean.
Oh, no. That will never do.
What about Night made me a thing the other day. It was instead of Frosty the Snowman, it was Deanie the Snowman.
There you go. And I took and wrote on your presents. Oh, I didn't. Santa did.
Anyways.
Festive.
Topic today. We have to discuss.
Oh, we're going to talk about the other thing first, though?
Yeah, we will. But we always announce our topic first.
The topic is...
No, you can say it. I'll do icebreakers.
Okay. The topic is, should you teach your kids to believe in Santa Claus when they're really, really young? Good question. Anyway, so... And I will tell you a couple experiences that I've had it later on too as we get going. What?
But I want to say
Don't interrupt you. It's impolite to interrupt, but go ahead.
I won't kill him yet. Anyways, one of the probably worst experiences with that whole ordeal when I was younger is that I held on to that for probably a little bit longer than I should have.
He did. You know what?
And you guys didn't tell me anything. Oh, no. Let me finish the story. I didn't get to finish it yet. I held on to it a little bit longer than I probably should have, and I was probably, 7 or 8?
12 years old.
Not 12. Get out of here.
It sounded good. Anyway.
I was probably I'll say probably 8 or 9, right?
Yeah, I think you
probably
were
8 or 9.
7 or 8 or 9, yeah, maybe.
And I was holding on to it for quite a while. Well, everybody kind of knew at that point already as a kid.
Most kids.
And I didn't really know. And then, so my friends started bringing up this stuff, or even kids at school started bringing this stuff up. And then I got this big brain idea because I felt betrayed at the time. But I got this big brain idea. I'm like, yo, I'm going to ask for something that I know doesn't even exist. And if I don't get it, Santa's not real.
What, do you remember what it was you asked for?
Some Naruto figure that didn't exist yet. Mm-hmm. It was because they made it 2 years later. Mm-hmm. But it was some character that they didn't make yet. And I really wanted it to have in our toy playtime type of thing. Mm-hmm. And That was it. That was my big brain move. I was going to make sure that I disproved
Now you really make me feel bad.
I had this whole elaborate plan. And it was just for some toy that non-existent. I felt betrayed. But then I felt like I beat you guys at your own game because I'm like, I disproved you type of thing, And then you guys told me that same year, so,
I did, and I felt terrible myself. I will admit, I felt kind of bad. And I felt bad because I thought I could tell he still had a twinge of he believed when I told him. I'm like, crap. But, like you said, you're getting that old and you really feel kind of bad. But I will say this. Part of the reason why you believe so long is because I'm so into Christmas And
We have 50 million decorations outside. Not really. It's probably probably a good
here's
like
where
30.
you can show the Christmas lights above us. Ta-da! Anyway, in the yard, we got great pictures of that.
We got like 30 to 40 Christmas things outside, and then we have the entire tree set up, and we normally always had the house decorated all over every year, and we'd have like the cookies and the dinners and everything.
And
all
we
fancy,
have
and
won
the presents.
the city award for lights
Yeah.
display on the house for last 2 years anyway,
We
and
have
a couple
won
years before that.
We have won the corn festivity award.
No, the tractor award. No, we didn't win no I did stick a truck out in front yard
How
this
much you
year
want to
with
bet
lights
there's
around
a
it.
winter tractor decoration?
No, there is
thing.
not.
Anyways, wait, hold on. Focus, though. Icebreakers, before we get into all that. Christmas presents this year that we got gifted to us.
Okay.
So, like, just talking about some of them maybe that we got that maybe were some of our favorites that were pretty neat.
Well, I will say this about Christmas presents, okay? And everybody got their own feelings about it. And
Everybody has their own holidays,
when
too,
you're a
that they
kid,
celebrate.
it's massive. It means everything in the world. How many Christmas presents? What kind of Christmas presents?
No, it
No,
doesn't
to
freaking
me,
matter.
it doesn't mean that much now. It really doesn't. It's more about what was put into it, the thought that was put into it and everything.
Right.
So, and I mean, we've been very fortunate in our life to have whatever we need because we've had decent jobs. We're not rich by no means.
Good connections, decent jobs.
But good
nice
jobs,
setups,
good
yeah.
connections, stuff. So, anyhow, I don't really ask for a whole lot because I don't really want a whole lot. In fact, there's nothing. And even, I think guys just do that.
Mhm.
We take and go to shopping and we look at, oh, that'd be nice to have that. And with that, nah, I don't really need it.
Yeah.
And that's the way we do things. So later on we get that way but it still is nice to have a good Christmas present once in a while, though.
Get
So,
surprised with things.
that being said, I didn't get a whole lot this year, and I didn't expect a lot, and I didn't want a lot. So I'm good. I'm really good. I got one present from my daughter that was kind of different, and I really liked it. It's a display. It's a blanket that goes across the couch, and it's got our names on it, my last
family
name,
name.
our family name,
Yeah.
with all the people that are part of our family and everything. And, as like the founder, me, that feels pretty cool. Let's look at that and say, oh, wow, that's pretty neat. That's
So I
my
kept
family.
it up on the couch, too. I don't know if you noticed that
Yeah.
for when everybody
Yeah.
came over.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Thank you for doing that.
Plus, we had our family name on the fireplace, too, is that wood cutout.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it just, those kind of things, people think those are nice kind of gifts where people, had to think about a little bit. Sometimes when you get stuff like that, not this time, but I've gotten a couple things where I teared the crap out of me when I got them and stuff. But was we talking about all-time gift or just this year?
Just for this year.
Yeah, this year. That was pretty neat. And then I got a couple presents from books. He's trying to get me to get educated.
You've been okay. So Faja got his. You probably won't even be able to tell, but he got surgery on his shoulder a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And so he's been reading like non-stop all the time.
The last
and-
couple of days I haven't though. But
Yeah, the last couple of days. Well, that's because you've been running around baking and doing all sorts of things for.
ooh,
all the
we got to talk
parties
about
and
that
stuff.
too.
I know.
And you got pictures
but-
too. You got to show pictures during that too. Anyway.
But
Okay.
we've been doing like baking. We've been doing parties. We've been doing all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff. So we've been kind of everywhere.
Been busy. It's been
but
good. It's been good.
yeah, so you've been running around. You haven't had a moment to really breathe. And over the past probably a couple of weeks since you gotten your surgery, you've been just kind of sitting.
Mhm.
So reading's been kind of like your thing. Plus, you've been catching up on your series. So I just thought it would be
Right.
cool to have some new books.
And that is
stuff.
cool.
Yeah. Plus, I'm not exactly the wealthiest right now. So
No, but the Star Wars book, like I do like Star Wars. I got to admit.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars actually, but I was there. I was around back in '78 when it first came
because
out.
he's a boomer.
Yeah, and I was out in California. I was stationed out in Oceanside, California, in the Marine Corps. So I got a chance to go to one of the biggest surround sound theater there was at that time. It was the only one they had at that time. It was out in California, and I can't remember the beach area it was, but really cool. So and it sounded like when you sat in the middle of the theater, it sounded like the spaceships were coming from behind you and going across your head. It was so intense. It was awesome. Anyhow, yeah, so he gave me a Star Wars book to read, and that That's
well
good because I don't think
as-
I've ever had that one. I don't know that
No,
storyline.
you said you wanted to read some of them, but you haven't actually gotten
Yeah.
to. And then you also got that prequel to Alita as well.
Yep. And I like Alita. And that it was just the movie they had out not too long ago. And it reminded me of the other program we used to watch when you were younger.
Code Lyoko.
Code Lyoko. That's what it reminds me a lot of.
What?
Code
Lyoko was a French. It was a French
Ah.
cartoon show that got translated to English.
Really
It was
good
about,
show, though. It was
these-
good.
These teens jumping into a
Like a
computer,
almost
kind of
like a time
like Sword
machine.
Art Online style. They went into a virtual world and had to fight
Mhm.
off like all the evil and corruption and stuff like that because it was like AI trying to take over the world type of deal.
But they had to make it back before a certain time.
Before
otherwise they
reset
get-
time,
yeah.
because once they reset, it would like refresh to the previous day, and then everything would be fine, and there would be no corruption at all. So it was kind of like they had to beat the clock before.
Otherwise, they'd have lost her in time or
Do you
something.
even
I forget.
remember what the evil program was called?
I
don't-
don't. No, I don't. But I know.
I think it was something with a Z or an X or
I don't
something
know.
like
But
that.
they had
Anyways,
like little robots. They look like the things on that square block that's on Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah, and it shot
The
lasers.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
shot lasers and spikes, and then there
Yeah,
was the
that was
big
pretty
ones that
cool.
was like trying to crush them and stuff. Anyways, back to gifts and stuff like that. Icebreakers.
Yeah.
Because we talk all over the place.
We do that all the time.
Gifts I got this year. I got quite a few hats because I kept asking for hats. I got some games and stuff from people, which I thought were pretty neat. And then I kept asking for stickers. If anybody was going to get me anything, I wanted stickers.
Woo!
And I got
Stickers.
quite
Let me tell you about
a
stickers.
stack of stickers.
Forget about trying to buy them anymore. That is so crazy. Unless you go online.
Yeah, because nobody
Nobody
wants to make
cares 'em.
custom stickers anymore. Now they all want to just make the generic, whatever the big movie is at the time, and that's it. But yeah, I got a stack of stickers. I think one of the coolest like handmade gifts though too, was we did a Secret Santa in our Discord recently, and I don't know if you know them or not, but from our Dead by Daylight streams, Golden Heartbeat, she actually made me a painting of Ela's logo from Rainbow Six Siege because it's my favorite operator. She made a painting of her logo and it was really cool. It was hand done, so I thought that was pretty neat. But
Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, and then getting like the EV case for the Switch and stuff like that. Got quite a few interesting gifts to say the
Little
least.
small ones. And then
Yeah.
every once in a while you get one of those, you swear and cuss at because it doesn't work like it's supposed to work.
What do you mean?
The chargeable one for...
Faja got me a Pokemon Go because we do that on and off quite a bit. He got
Absolutely.
me a Pokemon Go bracelet that pretty much is supposed to like, it's like the Pokemon Go Plus where you're supposed to auto catch things.
Exactly.
It's not turning on. We can't figure it out.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not.
supposed to press a button when you plug it
Yeah.
in, and it's supposed to show a charging symbol.
Yep.
And when it does that, it's charging. Well, guess what? It
Well,
don't
there's
want
not
to
really
do.
a button on it. It's a touch screen, but the touch screen doesn't seem like it's working. We plugged it in. I've taped it to the thing because it keeps looking like it's popping out. So
I told him I could probably get it going with a hammer, but
okay. But yeah, I'm getting like the cards and stuff like that. It was pretty cool, all the T-shirts. And then I'm also secretly don't tell, but I'm wearing one of my new hats that my buddy Ethan, who you guys know as Rhythm, got me. And then you got me my Star Wars hat as well. So I don't know. I got some pretty cool gifts. And then I think one of the probably like ones I'm gonna use probably most aside from like the hats and stuff. When we had our family get together or our friends and family get together that we had recently with everybody coming over.
you mean for the
Our New
Christmas and New
Year's
Year's.
Christmas party
Yeah.
thing that we have.
which is so cool. That is awesome.
We had
Oh,
like
it was fun.
30 people over.
Yeah, about 35.
in our tiny
I think,
little
all in
house.
all. It was cool. Really went
But I
good.
also got given
Thank you all for showing up and sharing with
yeah,
us,
if they're watching.
celebrating with us. That was awesome.
Better
Yeah.
be watching. Anyways, I got a $60 coffee card too to a local
I didn't know
coffee
that.
shop.
You scum.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take me sometime because
You know
I
which
love
coffee
coffee.
shop too
so.
I'm talking about, but I can't tell. But it's a good coffee shop. I really like it.
Oh, downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. I remember you did that. You told
I
me
did
that.
tell you.
Yes.
You just didn't remember.
There's 2 of them here in town now, not just
Oh,
one.
and then Karma also got me that new Star Wars game, which I played.
Oh, yes, yes,
ever-living living poo-poo out of yesterday.
Yes, he did. We were going to do this podcast yesterday, but we didn't.
Well,
So
we were
we
going to
did
do
it
it later
today.
in the day once we got done with.
I'm
we've
not
been
blaming.
baking
I
and
was-
stuff. No.
I was so busy with
we were
crap.
baking all day and making stuff for all the parties and stuff we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
And
We actually made cookies.
yeah, we made
And
cookies
we said
together.
that, and you got to show that, though.
Yeah, on screen.
Yeah, unsqueeze.
Okay.
Wow, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the colors.
They were pretty tasty.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many
Look
were
at,
there?
Like
5? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's like 6 dozens or 5 dozen.
I'm just gonna
Anyway.
show 3 on the screen and that's it.
Okay.
But
That'd be fun.
I don't know. I got
Not
to play
so
that
much.
all
Not
yesterday.
that you told him you were going to do it.
And I've also fixed my sleep schedule now too. So now I'm sleeping early, and so we hit about 7 o'clock.
He
and
is
I was
not
dead.
sleeping early. He's passing out early.
I'm tired.
Last night I started playing Destiny, and I downloaded
After
the new.
2 years.
Yes, I did. But anyway, so he was supposed to show me where to go to get going in the storyline and everything. And I turned around, and he is gone. He
brought
is
out my
so
pillow,
bad
I brought out
gone.
my blanket on the couch, and I fell asleep.
Yeah, it's one of those when if I wake him up, he'll look at me, and his eyes are glazed red.
Wait. Hold
and
on.
and he doesn't even see me.
Actual representation.
Dustin. But they're so covered. He doesn't even know I exist. He's like looking for something, and I think all he sees is a fog, and then he's back out. So I know I ain't gonna waste my time talking to him. It's crazy. That's when I know he's passed out hard, when he's sleeping hard. So anyway, so back to the gifts.
Actually,
That's
we
we
should
strode
probably,
away
because
again.
we've been doing so many icebreakers, we should probably
All right.
actually do the topic.
So the topic is, should you teach your kid to believe in Santa Claus? So Dustin said he was going to say, no, not yet.
No, I'm just saying no.
Okay.
That's my answer. No, because look, all right, this is my perspective on it, is teaching kids and teaching what?
I'm so disappointed in him.
Look, all right, it's because having like all the over the top.
Santa's my hero.
Look, just because you collect toys doesn't mean you make
Ooh,
the toys.
ooh. Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, teaching the kids like all this imaginary stuff all the time with having also real world issues and stuff. Like there should be a balance to it, but having like that kind of extreme to it, I think it should be taught more as like a story or like a premise about giving, not so much about the fact of believing in something that doesn't so much exist, if that makes sense. Because like
Sure.
Santa's supposed to represent giving, right? He's supposed to represent jolliness. And,
Well, he really was a real person, though.
Yeah,
And
yeah. But the whole premise,
Santa Claus.
the whole
Paranormal. Opposition.
Okay, Tim Allen is not Santa Claus, all right.
That's a great movie. Anyway.
But it's supposed to represent giving and happiness and spreading cheer. It's not supposed to be about yourself, unlike Black Friday teaches. But we had a podcast. Go watch it. But it's not so much about the believing in something that isn't there. I think that's what it's kind of become. Although kids nowadays, though, are so taught so much stuff when they're young that it's impossible to even kind of do that stuff, it seems like now. Because they're so quick about everything.
They are. They're a lot smarter about things.
Smarter,
life.
or
I think his life was. It's not so much smarter. It's just knowledge. You got so much more
everything's
knowledge.
exposed to them early.
Yeah, so much earlier and stuff. Yeah. Okay, my side of it. I mean, you ain't totally done with yours. I realize.
Cutting me off again.
I am. The thing about Christmas was that was such an exciting, fun time, and I don't even know if I totally believed in Santa even when I was young and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I don't think anybody technically really fully
well,
does.
we didn't know, but we thought it was kind of cool, and we thought it was a possibility.
But the
You know, because you're such a young kid, and you're just like, wow, think if there really was a Santa Claus. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
But, you know, you always question all this stuff like, how come he's got so many helpers or whatever, you know? But I do
does
remember.
He make it all around the world in
Yeah,
one night?
exactly. How does he do that? It's impossible. Well, now you couldn't say that necessarily.
Then you find out
know?
Santa is just the UPS service.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't that wonderful? Anyhow.
United Postal Service. I did
But-
stupid there.
I think it gives the kids like to have stuff to believe in. And when they're
Yeah.
young, they're small and
Creative and imaginary.
I don't like let me
Or
look at it
big
on my
imagination.
side of it, okay? My side when I was being taught that and learned about it and everything, and then we'd always read the book, you know, up on the housetop, clip, 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 whatever, you know,
Yeah.
Santa Claus and stuff, night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring,
Not a
not
Snoop Dogg
even a
was
mouse. The stockings were hung by a chimney with care,
By
and
the way,
hoped that old
we,
Saint Nicholas would soon be there.
In our general chat, we had a Snoop Dogg version of that read to us.
Yeah,
And it's something about like, let me grab my phone. You keep talking about
So
it.
anyhow, so when I'm young and when I was going through it, the cool thing about it was just a neat little thing, and you'd go to bed that night and you knew it was a way because kids are so excited anyway when they go to sleep.
Right.
Wake up Christmas morning with all the presents and stuff, right? Nowadays, everybody just buys the presents and throws them underneath the tree, you know. Back then, you didn't see nothing. You knew nothing about them. And it was that night before Christmas. There was nothing there. Then you took and look at the next day. You get up, and we had 10 people in our family. Can you imagine how many presents there was?
Too many.
With 10 people, if 2 people got 2, there's 20 presents.
Yeah.
But most people got 3 or 4, depending. And they weren't big ones. We weren't very. When I was a kid, I was real poor. So we didn't get big ones, but they're still, you got 20, 30, 40 presents underneath the tree.
Right.
That's a hell of a lot of presents.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot of presents. So it was so exciting. And it didn't even matter how much you got, but you seen all these presents. Oh my gosh, it was so cool.
I mean, that's growing up too. That's like, I know Mujah all the time would buy so much stuff, and there'd be ridiculous amounts of presents under there. And
But then you'd have her mom and dad and you know the other parts of the family come, and they'd throw more
then
presents.
they would throw
and-
more, and then it
Oh
was just
my
like the
gosh.
entire. It wasn't just under the tree; it
No,
was
it'd
the
be stacked
surrounding
outside.
area. And then it kind of hit like the
Everybody was
first-
up against the wall. Okay, Dustin, start opening your presents, please.
Yeah.
Please.
So we can
Grandpa's
hurry.
back is going out on him. Hurry up.
Also, really quick, just to read through this, just the first couple lines, all right? 'Twas the nizzle before Christmizzle, when all through the hizzle, not a creature was stirring, not even a mizzle, faux shizzle. Like,
I seen that before.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Although
But you probably
progressive-
get copyright
It
on that
probably-
if you played it.
it progressively gets worse, though, just
Yes,
throughout the story. But
I
anyways,
know.
no comment.
So anyway, that was the exciting part for me.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I enjoyed it, and I figured it out. It wasn't a big, and I guess that's what I was gonna say. I figured it out, kind of, because I was always, you always got real snoopy. You wanted to stay up and watch and everything, and
Yeah.
you always fell out. You passed out.
Yeah.
You know, they'd
No,
always
all-
make sure
all the
that
energy
you
was-
played really hard the day before, so you would pass out.
I guess.
Well, that's what they did to us. It
Oh.
always. So anyway, I didn't really ever pay attention to you. I used to get on the computer and I'd type out little notes from Santa Claus, and I'd write it to Dustin. And have you been a good boy? I don't know if you kept any of those. I don't know.
I have no idea, honestly. I
Yeah,
think
you
that would have
probably
been more.
didn't then.
It'd probably be more up to you guys at
It
that
did.
point. But
Oh, they may be someplace, but anyway, it was
Probably.
pretty cool. I seen some of them. I ran across not a long time ago, but I was thinking that was kind of fun doing that.
Mhm.
And you were reading them and just thought that was so cool and stuff. But I can remember when he actually finally, and I told him, and even though he was being told at school, I remember I told him when he actually heard it from me, I could see in him. He said, yeah, I figured it out. But it was that same year he was thinking the same thing, and I'm like, oh crap. I could see it kind of bugged him, even though he knew that totally finished crushing it all right there. It was the final word. Dad said he's not real. It's
and then
Santa,
from then
Mom.
on, I had no imagination.
None, no. And I think that's what all them believe things about. It's not
Yeah.
about they want you. The whole idea behind believe is they want you still to believe in the, like you said, it's about the giving and about the joy of Christmas and the happiness and the family and everything. It's about believing the fun and joy and part of it.
But also having the Santa portion of it as like believing in him bringing presents if you've been good. Does it become more on the aspect of, oh, you have to be good all year or else you're not going to get gifts?
Absolutely. Throw the damn piece of coal in there is what I say.
But also on top of
Sorry.
Also on top of that, though, parents don't really hold to that most of the times nowadays, though, either, whether the kid's been good or not. They'll just be that's what it kind of was, though, is if you were good for your parents, then they'll reward you, is the general aspect aside from the meaning behind it, right? But a lot of parents nowadays don't actually do that. It's just if they've been terrible all year and then they're just like, oh, well, we have to do it or else we're seen as bad parents. So where does that cut off too, you know?
What matters is if you're good the last 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah. But they could be a brat all year and they still get given gifts.
Of course.
And what does that teach your kids then?
Grandma wants you to have a present, so here you go. Come here,
Give them a moldy McDonald's cheeseburger.
Oh my gosh. I well agree with that. And that part of it is just drives me crazy. But that's no different than you go out every day and see some kid poking holes in packages at the store or grabbing something and then throwing it back down and looking at something else to throw down. You think to myself, oh my God, where's the parents in this, you know?
Well, I think a lot of times nowadays, though, kids don't let be kids, and that's why they try to cause so much trouble.
That's why Santa was cool to believe in, because it was part of being a kid.
Right, but
that's what I'm saying. Honestly, that to me, that was part of growing up.
No, I guess what I'm trying to say though is that if they don't have a time to feel for, it's not just where their mind goes with it. If they don't have a time to be free and stuff like that, to actually play and let their imagination run wild and everything, then they do it in a place that they're supposed to be disciplined or whatever, right? So I don't know. I don't know if Santa really fixes that, though. Having something imaginary to have fun with is different than having something that's supposed to teach a lesson or trying to create a good character or role for the kid, whereas generally nowadays, especially, I don't think that it does.
Well, it probably
plus
we'll
kids
probably
nowadays
mix it
are too
in matching
fast.
there, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, because I realize that's about discipline.
And I think there could be a lot more like cheer and holiday spirit more than just Santa Claus. Because I think that's what, honestly, a lot of the time when I was younger and stuff, the stuff that I remember more so was going out and like looking at the lights or listening
That's why we did it.
Yeah, and the baking and the dinners and stuff. It wasn't so much about, oh, what presents am I going to get? I know that's kind of what I was excited about, but that's not the thing that sticks with you, you know?
You think about, I mean, you say that, and this might sound funny, and I don't know what it sounds like, but when I was a kid, with the 10 people in the family, that was a very few times during the year when we got candy or nuts or something like that.
That hard candy that we were talking about.
The hard candy, we were talking about the little squirrely candies and stuff. That was one of the very few times, and I looked so forward to it. And we'd pick through the candy and find certain ones that we liked, and somebody would like one of the other ones. They were so cool. I still got the candy dish out in the kitchen and stuff that I love, and we didn't. I didn't even think about that. I could have filled that up this year.
That's what I was gonna do
for the party.
That's what I was gonna do actually, but the dust on it.
Well, it would take a long wash it off.
Right, but people were already coming in. And
I gotcha. I didn't think you should have said something to me. I would have done that. But anyway, I've got the candy dish. It looks exactly like. I'm pretty sure it's not the one I had because I got two of them now.
It's wavy. It has the ripples
it's
across
cool.
it.
It looks like a record. You know how they melt records and they make them out of bowls and they look wavy.
It's kind of
that's
actually
what it looks
like. Yeah.
But it's an old glass. It's the old carnival glass. So pretty cool though. And Mom used to fill it up. And you're right. I remember those are the things I remember. So when I was small, that dinner was the biggest dinner we had all year. And it was very. I mean, we had pumpkin pie. We'd never get that during the year.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have apple pie, and we'd have big old turkey. We never had turkey. What the hell was a turkey? I didn't know. Merry Christmas, here, a turkey. But it was awesome, Those were, and that was the very few times you ever had turkey that way.
Right.
And now you can go out and slice it off at the, market there. Give me thin slices, big slice, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. It's not like
pounds?
turkey, gravy, and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Old style mashed potatoes. Anyway.
Chunky and buttery and
so you're
full
right.
of salt.
I mean,
yeah.
And the family got together, and sometimes when my older brothers and sisters had moved away, that's when they'd come back and we'd see them. So, yeah, that was cool. But Santa was part of that, seriously.
But I think that's the thing, though, is I think, at least in my opinion, because it sounds like you have your own perspective on it.
I do, of course.
I think that it should stay a story, because stories are supposed to be meant so that you learn something from it. There's morals there's themes, there's things that you can understand and try to do and practice yourself. And that's kind of like the whole premise of Santa, is just the giving, the feeling joy and doing all the work and seeing everybody's happiness and cheer, and trying to keep like your reoccurring outfits and themes and everything so that people have something to kind of like know you by and look forward to and stuff like that. But I don't know about having it be something treated as real.
Yeah.
That's something I don't know if I can agree with. Like, for example, like Polar Express.
Right.
Really cool in theory, being able to take all these kids and take them to North Pole and be able to live their dream one
Not
time.
happening.
Well, yeah, exactly. But that's the point, though, is that would you teach your kid?
Would
is there
I
a train
do it?
that's going to come pick you up at midnight?
I'll be honest with you.
Santa?
When you were that young, if I'd had a chance and I'd had a snow train, I could have took you to like a fake North Pole that had all the buildings and everything, and they had little guys running around doing toys and stuff. I'd have done it in a heartbeat. Because it was like you said, your imagination could go wild with it. And that was part of it. It really was. It's the creativeness and believing in things. Here's to me, okay, this is why.
Mm-hmm.
The baseline for that whole thing is believing that everything and anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Santa's so far-fetched if you really thought about no guy's going to fly around the whole world and, one night and drop off all these presents, much less 24 hours. One night and drop all these presents to every household in the whole world, it just, we know it's not. But the possibility, a kid to believe that, oh my gosh.
Breaks in a hotel door just to be able to deliver presents. Sorry. That just hit me. That was funny.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So, and I was, honestly, when we talked about this a little bit earlier, I was sitting in the bathroom and I was thinking about our podcast here.
Yeah.
I was thinking about your channel, and I was thinking to myself, I was actually taking a shower thinking about this. I was thinking to myself, that was part of what I wanted to explain why we're talking about this, is the believing part of it. People start stuff like this, and people start a journey in life, and if they haven't learned to believe, they give up a lot easier on stuff. They just throw up their hands and like, oh crap, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Some of the best things in life come because people stick at it and they believe anything's possible. And when you've got that little spark of something in you, and sometimes it started from that believing in Santa Claus or believing in that something like that could be possible. Not saying Santa himself, but that was just the avenue to start the believing aspect of it at all. That. Yeah, it's possible. So, and that's what I was just thinking about this channel. I thought, 5 years from now, maybe we're millions and millions of people. Maybe we get to 100,000 or whatever.
10,000.
10,000, whatever it would be that we'd get there, they'd kick the channel over. It's all about believing, folks. That's to me, and that's what the Santa's about. It really is. It teaches that kid that he can believe in something.
There's another part to it, though, is the passion and the drive to know what you're trying to believe in is a very important part, too.
Sure.
Because you can believe in anything you want to, but you need the goal to be there, right? I think that's the main focus, because you can believe in anything, but having that...
But it's got to be fueled somehow. That's what I'm saying. And that part of believing was part of that, was having something fueled it, like the believing in Santa. Now,
Yeah.
do I think if a person was 22 years old and still believing in Santa? Dude's got problems. You know what I'm saying? He's,
He is
but
dedicated to Santa that he wears Santa.
I mean, and we thought about that, me and your mom, when the time came to where we thought we should tell you. And I think it was, I can remember, I think it was when one of the other kids were talking to you and saying something like, "Oh, he's not real," and we were both looking at each other like, "Oh shit," you know. And we think, I think it's this year we better tell him, because he's, like you said, he still was believing, and that's how deep your belief is in believing, and that is what I love to nurture, and that's what I want you to continue. As a father, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I want to keep nurturing that. Anything's possible, Dustin. In your life, anything's possible. Anything's still possible in my life. I could do some things still. I've got, I'm 64 years old, and there's still tons of things that I could do
I
that are
think
possible.
there's other ways to go about it, though,
It
than
is,
Santa, because Santa, like I said,
just an avenue. It's an
I don't know if it's a good one, though. I think it's a good story, like I said. I just don't think that it's the best way to go about it. Because, like, for example, watching things like Star Wars as a kid, or watching things like Lord of the Rings or whatever, seeing all like the medieval style things and the magic and the space travel and stuff like that. I think there's different ways to nurture imagination than a man who brings gifts to everybody is a good, is spreading cheer, is spreading happiness. I don't think that's a good way to
So
put
what do we
belief
think
into
is the
something.
damaging part? Because I'm looking on it as my way of thinking now.
Yeah.
But I've heard so many parents, and of course you see on TV shows, but seriously, there's people that are so much against even believing that you should even start that, because you're damaging the child. It's amazing how many kids were growing up learning about Santa Claus that are very, very normal persons.
Well, I mean, that could still be an argument for, like, shooter games and all that type of stuff, too, but, like...
Well, that's believing in something, I guess.
No, I'm saying... Cause,
that's more reality, I hate to say, but...
Yeah, but there's crazy arguments out there. I from my perspective, I think the whole thing of it is just having something that's a little bit more makes sense, right? Like, that they can throw their imagination to all that by going into whatever down the road. Like, for example, like the Star Wars example that I gave. Being able to imagine that space travel and going light speed and things like that is possible.
And it is, yes.
Yeah, because, I mean, we can't do it right now, but it's still an idea that would be something that maybe we could figure out down the road. Or being able to teleport, like Star Trek style, being able to go from planet to ship or whatever. Stuff like that. Something like imagination driven like that, I think, would be really cool and really neat to do. But having somebody that goes and invades people's homes to give gifts, I don't know.
Throw them in jail!
Yeah, it's not something, I don't know. That's where I think the imagination thing.
I think something that's helped that, though.
Yeah.
There's been enough shows out there lately that...
Like the Santa Claus movie.
That talk
Tim
about
Allen.
Santa Claus, about how he actually came about, who he really was, like Père Noël.
Yeah.
And how he was actually just a person that started trying to deliver gifts to different places and villages that were less fortunate and stuff. Like, it actually was like orphanages and stuff like that. So, I mean, and a lot of those stories have been out and you could read about, and I think kids that are really curious, they can actually get a book like that from the library now too. So that's helped in that aspect to know it's more like you said, it's more about the idea that the gift giving and understanding that that's what the can't think of the word I want to use. Charity, thank you. That's exactly it.
It's
about
a
the
good
charity part.
Story. I just don't think it's something that should be taught as like a belief, I guess.
Yeah,
But plus, I think, and as like Americans, we have our own, and European descent too. On top of that, we have our own weird way of twisting what Christmas is supposed to be.
Sure we
because
do.
There's a long history of what Christmas.
Oh, Tannenbaum. Sorry.
What?
Christmas tree. Where it started out, it wasn't about Christmas at all. It was worshiping trees and stuff.
Well, then
and
also
decorating
too,
tree gods.
European descent, we had turned it into a time to just party and drink and all that. And I mean, people still do that, but that's what it was for a while.
Party on!
Yeah, pretty much. And then now we turned it into presents and Santa Claus. So are we turning... That's another curiosity, I guess, is are we turning Christmas and holidays into something that we just all benefit from?
He's being serious, too.
Ooh,
sorry.
Too serious for podcast. We can't have real talk here. No controversial.
No controversial.
No, that's a bad.
That's a bad thing.
That's an idea to talk about.
Oh,
but I don't know. That's my opinion on it. You got your opinion out?
No, I do understand that. I really do.
Yeah.
I just my here's the bottom line for mine.
Okay.
I don't think when a kid's that small, you develop certain things in them. That's what you're helping to do, develop certain things in them. Mm-hmm. And part of that's a belief system. It don't have to be a belief in Santa itself, but you're starting them to believe that all things are possible. Things are possible. Mm. And I think, we probably should have shut yours down a little bit sooner. And you can work into that to where you're not traumatizing a kid. I almost felt like we were close to traumatizing you.
Yeah.
And I had thought about it earlier.
Never trusted them again.
Let them know. Watch what Mom does. She's actually putting presents underneath the tree. And I'm telling you that, having you watch and say, "You're not Santa Claus. You're my mom." But it didn't work that way. But anyway, some kid come up to you and told you before. A jerk kid, anyway.
It wasn't just one; it was a couple.
He did get a piece of coal that year too. By the way, that kid did. Anyhow,
I don't know. My final word: I think that there's better ways about spreading belief and imagination than Santa. So I don't know.
Do you think we got a lot of damaged people out there because of it, though? Honestly,
they can't go to holiday stores anymore. They can't go to Christmas stores anymore. They see Santa and my
point exactly.
They sit in a corner and start rocking back and forth
with the Santa hats on.
I don't know.
Wait a minute, what are we doing?
Somebody watching.
Why do we have Santa hats on and Santa gear?
They're just scrolling through YouTube on their phone. They just see our Santa hats. They're like,
"You two are idiots."
Why?
Thank you.
It's not wrong, but like.
Oh shoot.
Anyways, final comments.
I'll look at final comment is you guys have a blessed season and Christmas and the holiday and New Year's coming up here. Don't make promises of crap you're never going to. We should probably do that as a next one. New Year's resolutions. Oh my God. We could destroy that one to death. And everybody's got to start them up every year again. Yeah. Do you realize how many weight machines and stuff that we got here at our house because of New Year's resolutions? Not on my part.
I feel some shots are being taken, and they're not at me.
I had to sell them, though, and that's hard to sell a cross trainer for the same price you paid for it. Not happening. Give them away. Actually, the last one we had, I told the guy, "You come pick it up. It's yours." "Oh, okay." And they took it. New Year's resolution right there.
I use my weights. That ain't me. I'm staying out of this one.
Anyway, so
I do my stuff.
We'll go back. We'll get back to what we're supposed to be talking about, and that is, hey, you guys, seriously, we had a great time doing things together this year. I wanted to,
very much
for
so.
me and Dustin, to do things together. We made some cookies.
We didn't get to do as much because I was too busy, and then you were kind of running around. So
yeah, but that's kind of why I did the cookie
stuff. Yeah, and we actually got the Unknown Rewind out this year before New Year's. So I'm not going to be staying up till 11:59 at night uploading it.
Yay! Yeah. We got a party to go to too now. So
and no time remaining.
Yeah, we should have been there already, but no. Anyhow, look, it's been a fantastic year. I appreciate my son
We
so
had
much.
a lot of stuff happening this year,
Yeah,
too.
and I appreciate my son so much for letting me be part of his channel and work with you guys and getting to know you guys. It's been fun and
You know what the
meeting some
next
people
big
like
thing is?
Carolina.
Carolina Ross.
Yeah. Wow, that was fantastic. It's been a great year. So I see a lot more coming, and things getting better, and the channel getting better. And thank you for all sharing with us. Hey, and don't be afraid to share our channel and our content too, please.
Also, next big thing for you to do is join our Discord. Do you even have your own emote on there already?
Okay,
You already have your own emote.
we'll talk about it. Anyway,
I know people.
we got some other
they
ideas
want
too
you
this
in
coming
that
year.
Discord so bad, by the way.
Yeah, I'll bet they do. We do got some other ideas for this year too. We're talking about a Faja part. Ooh, wouldn't that be something? Well, we won't say any more about that. Anyway, just a thought.
We're not sure about everything.
Yeah,
yet.
we're not.
We're
not.
figuring it out. Shut your face. You gotta plan it all out.
Yes, we do.
Anyways,
Anyway, though, have a great holiday season, and just Merry Christmas to all you guys. Happy New Year.
Very much so. Thank you guys all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Stay positive. Stay creative. Love you all. Talk to y'all later. Peace off.
Goodbye.
Christmas gang. Christmas gang. Christmas gang.
Whatever that is.